Hey there, Fit Elite family. Coach Shane here. My three-part series on the deadlift. Part one, we talked about the barbell deadlift, how to set up, proper bracing, how to drive through the ground, squeeze the glutes to the top, and fall back down. Part two, we talked about the dumbbell deadlift, which really is a very functional variation of the deadlift, where we hold on two dumbbells or kettlebells or a single, and how to set up properly for that and move really well with those movements. And now the last thing we want to talk about, sumo deadlift with our kettlebell. So the sumo deadlift, the only real difference is our setup of our stance. So in that sumo deadlift, instead of being in my power position where I've jumped up and down and I find my feet on my hips, I'm gonna get a little wider. I might be shoulder or a little wider apart, and I like to turn my toes out a little bit. The benefit in the sumo deadlift is it really engages those hips a lot more in our deadlift, and we'll probably be a little bit more quad dominant in this with our hips dropping a little bit lower in our deadlift than we are in our traditional deadlift. So as I set up here, my feet are about hip width apart. Now I'll turn sideways so you can see the setup of this. As I set up now, my feet are a little bit wider than my shoulder width apart, where I'm comfortable to go down and grab that kettlebell. This is my finished position in the sumo deadlift, so I like to start here every time. I approach the kettlebell the same way every time. As I go down, I drop my hips, I grab onto that kettlebell, and now I set up. I get that nice flat back, and the kettlebell's about ready to be lifted. I get some tension on that kettlebell right off the bat, so I can really brace everything. So I'm here, I'm ready to lift, my back's nice and tight. I drop my hips, you'll notice a little bit difference. My deadlift, I'm here. My sumo deadlift, I'm just a little bit lower, all right? So I'm here, but still engaging that back side. Back's nice and flat, still have my neutral chin. I still have my hips and shoulders moving together, squeezing them at the top as I work through that sumo deadlift. So again, the important pieces are when I set up for my sumo deadlift, a bit wider apart. Still start my finished position. I set up to grab that kettlebell, drive through ground, squeeze at the top. That, ladies and gentlemen, is our sumo deadlift.